The name I was given when I was born was Elouise Dixon. And somewhere along the line it got shortened to Elouise. And now I'm called Reverend E. So when you say what it was my name, it's like, are you talking about what my daddy named me or what people named me? And there's a girl at our church that named me Reverend E, and it just stuck. So mostly I'm known as Reverend E. Some people say Reverend Elouise, but so I was born Elouise Dixon, and I was born in the South in Munson, Florida,
Okay.
in a swamp.
What do you do?
What do I do? I just love people. I'm famous for that. Because I think that I really believe that it heals everything.
Since you started coaching, what now have you started to do that you weren't doing before in terms of your direction of where you're going?
I'm learning to put myself and my own needs first, which is something I've never done in my life, and I'm in my, now you're telling my age. No,
I didn't
I've
ask.
been here a very long time, and I never knew how to do that because I was raised to take care. My mother was kind of sickly when I was a kid, and when my daddy would say every day when he would go to work, he said, "Sister, take care of your mama." So this idea of a mama to take care of the child, I never experienced that. So I started out taking care of my mother. And then my mother had 8 children, so I took care of her kids. And then I got married, and I took care of my husband. Then I had children of my own, and I took care of my children. I became a nurse, and I took care of my patients. And I became a minister, and I took care of the members of the church. And so at this time in my life, it's the first time, and I really had to try to figure out, what do I want to do? And then one day when I really came upon an idea that was just for me, I cried because it's like it's the first time in my life I ever did, or even found out what I wanted to do. I don't know who I am. I'm just learning who I am.
In your ministry, you've had a large number of ministers have come to you. They've gone on and started their own churches and done things of that nature. How's that been to be actually to know that you've actually set such great things in motion?
My life is just what I call living. I've never set out to be world famous and do this and do that. Um, During, I think, the 60s, there was a slogan that says, "Each one teach one." And so I'm from the South, and there wasn't schools for black people. And so people who could read was taught to teach other people to read. And so I feel that anytime you find out something that can help people, it's your obligation to tell them about it. And so as I've been doing this for so many years, I would tell people about it and tell them it's their obligation. Now you go tell it.
And you're looking at doing workshops and trainings and different kinds of things like that. Could you say a little bit about what you're looking at doing with those kinds of things? Yeah, I'm asking. I'm putting you on the spot. Yep.
Well, I think that I really want to focus on prosperity and money especially because poverty is the root of a lot of ailments that we have. And there are people who feel that if they had money, their life would be different. But that's not necessarily so. When you're raised to feel that you don't have enough, it's a consciousness of don't have enough. And unless you learn how to love yourself, which is what I'm learning, then the money that you have won't do you any good because you'll always find somebody who needs something, especially relatives. And if you don't know how to manage the money to take care of you, that's the first part of it, is knowing how to be what they call a good steward, how to invest it, how to save it, how to use it, and how to help others like that. So I want to teach about prosperity.
Okay.
Because prosperity is about having more, having enough and more than enough in the 4 areas of your life, like health and physical fitness and money and relationships. And prosperity to me covers all of that. Because not having either one of those things, your life is out of balance. And so many of us have thought about money as just the financial part of life, but that's finance without any other, without health is nonsense.
If you're going to talk to anyone about coming and getting coaching, what would you say? What would you want to share them about it in terms of, specifically in terms of what so far you've gotten that they could probably see as a benefit for them in getting coaching?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind it seems like that's not important, but for me it has been time management. Because you're very strict about time. So I'm learning how to manage my whole life. And I had heard that before though, because I go to a 12-step program, and you weigh and measure your food, and the sponsor said, not just your food, weigh and measure your whole life. So before I leave home in the morning, I should have decided what I'm going to eat for that day and make sure that I have it with me. And so it means that I have to organize. In order to have that, it means I have to shop, I have to cook, I have to do all that before that particular day.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is with your life. You need to manage it so that you know what you're going to do that day. And so have a plan and stick to the plan. And that's what I've gotten out of it. Have a plan and stick to the plan.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask you that you'd like to share? I mean, whatever that would be.
Well, I said that already, that most of my quotations of the things I believe came out of the Bible. And since my daughter had said I was a religious fanatic, I'm always reluctant. But there's a Bible verse that's in Proverbs, and I base my life on it. And it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not on thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge God, and God will direct your path. And that's how I live my life. So that's why I'm not upset about Donald Trump or none of that, because that's not what I believe in anyway. And so I think that what's causing fear in people now is they're trying to figure it out. Why, if you have something that you believe in that works all the time and has never failed, then you don't get sidetracked by who's in the White House or who's mayor of the city or any of that. You don't get sidetracked by that.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That was great.